In this video, we're gonna cover how to get any prospect to open up to you. Because if you're always staying surface level with your prospects, you're not getting the right answers, and it all results in think about it objections, you need to learn how to get to your prospects to open up. This is Rigoudis. I've closed more than 23 million in high-ticket sales online, and I've found a proven formula to get anyone to open up and share their deepest pains with me. Most people think prospects will open up just because you asked a good question. That's not the case. People open up when they decide that they can tell the truth to you without being pressured, manipulated, or hard sold to. And they make that decision with you very quickly. This is why some salespeople will ask, so tell me about the business right now, and they'll get a very basic, boring, surface level answer, while another salesperson asks the exact same thing and they get a completely different answer where they open right up. They'll tell you that their revenue is down, their marriage is broken, they haven't slept in days, just because you managed to make them feel safe. Where most people fail is they start by building a fake connection. And you build a fake connection when you start by using memorized scripts. You memorize discovery questions, you learn objection handling scripts from TikTok, you sound and act curious. And then you wonder why prospects won't tell you the truth. And I'm sure you've been on one of these calls where you show up to the sales call and the person has to know how's the weather where you live, where you're from, and tries to find the fake connection to build rapport. Another way salespeople fail to connect with their prospects is framing. It's not 2000 anymore. You can't just hop on a call with someone and say, this is how our call is gonna go. You're gonna tell me what you need, you're gonna tell me what your goals are, and if I feel it's a fit, I'll make you an offer at the end, and you have to say yes, no, but not a think about it. It doesn't work. People don't care to be shoehorned into how you structure your calls. They don't want to be led or framed. What they want is they want to feel seen, heard, understood, and that's how they feel safe. When you come in and you put these fake guardrails and you pretend that you're a credible authority with flashy certificates in the back, the best watch that you have, and your only fake one, that destroys your credibility. And the worst version of fake connection is over-agreeing with people. So the prospect says, I think I need more leads. And you say, yes, absolutely. They say, I think the economy is the problem. Totally. My team just sucks. I hear you. And then you hit them with a triple gotcha, with everything they say. Gotcha, gotcha. And you just say repeated while the prospect tells you their problems. You're not connecting with them, you're pretending to be an emotional support animal and you're pushing the call along. You have to realize the more you agree with everything they say, the less authority you have. Because deep down, people don't trust yes men or people who are desperate to connect with them. And then what happens? You do all this, you get to the end of the call, and then you have to fight them for 30 to 45 minutes objection handling over fake objections because of the lack of trust. Instead, real connection starts when you stop trying to perform sales. Because when you do it the right way, it barely feels like selling. You don't need your prospect to walk perfectly through your discovery framework because you know exactly when the conversation needs to go. And it starts by being able to read their energy. One of the worst things that's being taught today in the world of sales is that you need to match your prospect's energy. That's the worst idea ever. So if someone comes into the call depressed, you have to meet their depressed state. Or on the other hand, if your prospect joins the call super excited, you should be excited too. And now you have two hyper excited people leading nowhere. Instead, what you have to do is being able to read the energy and then modulate it. You need to have a healthy balance of tension. One that doesn't allow to dip into powerlessness, where they're completely hopeless and they don't feel there's a solution out there for them. And at the same time, one that doesn't allow them to get too powerful and have zero doubt in their ability to get results without you. And one key piece to all of this is what I call the overt outcome. On every single call, I need to find one thing in the first 2 to 3 minutes. And that's what's the reason why they took time out of their busy day to hop on a call. Because they didn't show up to the call to answer 20 questions about their business or their life. They joined the call for one burning reason, that overt outcome. And once I figure that out, that will set the tone for the entire conversation. You figure that out when you ask them directly, Mr. Prospect, what were you hoping exactly to get out of this meeting? And in that moment, you don't accept a surface level answer of, I just want to find out more information. You challenge that and you ask more information about what exactly? What resonated from what you saw from us online that made you say, oh, I could use some help with that. And then you continue by asking the right questions you want answers to. For example, why are you actually looking at this right now though? How long have you known this was a problem? How come you haven't fixed this already? And sometimes you say, can I challenge you on that? Because I feel you're not focusing on the right problem at this time. When that happens, you're no longer interviewing them. You're participating and leading the conversation. But for all that to be true, you need to give them the right to veto. You have to be willing to give them the permission to say no to you. So a lot of times you need to tell them things that they don't want to hear. So if someone tells you, well, we've already worked with 5 agencies before, you shouldn't just say, oh, you must have terrible luck, or, oh, then these agencies sucked. You have to say, so if you work with 4 agencies already, what exactly went wrong with them? And then stay in silence. This is where trust is built, because you're challenging them instead of just accepting what they tell you. Because they suddenly realize, oh, this guy isn't just here to kiss my ass because he just wants my credit card. And ironically, giving them the right to veto is what actually can win you the sale, because it builds immense trust. But all that means nothing unless you stay emotionally neutral. Because the reality is people are going to test you, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unconsciously. They'll say, I've heard all this before. Your competition is cheaper. I don't trust coaches. I'm skeptical through this process. Why are you asking me all these questions? Weak salespeople will get triggered and start acting emotionally. They'll start defending, explaining, proving themselves. But the real salespeople, they stay neutral. They probe and they clarify. They say, that's fair. What made you skeptical exactly? Where is that thought coming from? So when you say you got burned before, tell me more, because we definitely don't want that to happen again. Because when someone puts up a wall of resistance and you don't fight it, the wall will come down by itself. You have to show them through your words, stance, and presence that you're not triggered by their skepticism. So here's the big idea I want you to take away. Your goal isn't to become better at extracting information out of people. The goal is becoming the person that's comfortable with putting the truth on the table. Someone who listens, someone who challenges them, someone who doesn't need their approval or their money. And if you do all these things the right way, people will trust you more and you will get sales as a result. If you want my full frameworks on how to have conversations like this, make sure to join my free school group. You'll find the link in the description below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.